On the planet of the god of destruction Beerus, time flowed differently, marked by a rumble of blows and key explosions that shook the atmosphere, making the military trees shake in raging cosmic dust. Goku and Vegeta were in the middle of a high-intense sparring. The Earth-bred Saiyan kept the imperfect Ultra Instinct alive, his black hair waving violently surrounded by a silver and blue aura. Vegeta in front, enveloped in a purple fire of Ultra Ego, responded with a calculated ferocity. His body was an immovable tank that accepted every blow to return it with double the power. Faster, Vegeta! If you keep thinking so much before hitting, you'll never exceed your limit!
Shut up, insect! I'm not thinking. I'm analyzing the destruction of your defense. Ha!
Vegeta's fist connected with Goku's forearm, creating a shockwave that swept the nearby lake, sending oracle fish flying through the air. Watching from a distance, sitting on a tree trunk with tea in his hand, was Whis, his gaze calm but analytical, taking mental note of every micro movement. Next to him was Beerus trying to take a nap, covering his ears with a pillow, clearly irritated by the noise that threatened to collapse his castle.
Hey, you noisy pair! If you wake up the oracle fish with your scandal, I'll destroy you before you can say training! Hockey!
Beerus launched a small sphere of destructive energy that whizzed dangerously between the heads of the Saiyans, disintegrating a mountain in purple dust.
Whoa, that was close! Sorry, Mr. Beerus, we got a little excited about the warm-up.
Oh, I thought there was enough hand-to-hand combat for today. Let's try something different. I want to test its resilience to complex spatial distortions. Withstood, staff floating, the black gem at the top glue with a strange light, purplish hue that was unusual for the angels, pulsating like dark heart. Listen up, I'm going to create a controlled singularity. They must keep the key stable inside her. If their control falters, they will be spat out to the other side of the planet. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Whis. Let's have it. Just don't send us to another dimension by mistake like last time.
However, something strange happened. The moment Whis hit the ground with his staff to activate, a residual energy wave from Vegeta's Ultra Ego was still floating densely in the environment, colliding with the staff gem right at the moment of activation. The reaction was instantaneous and catastrophic. The sound of air breaking was deafening. No training singularity was opened. Space-time was torn apart like an old rotten fabric. A vortex of dark and chaotic colors, swirls of black and crimson swallowed the sunlight of the planet of Beerus.
The hell's that? That energy's not normal.
Oh, wow. The dimensional frequency has been reversed. Get away from there right now! Goku was closer to the vortex, but didn't have time to react. The gravity of the hole wasn't pulling in his body, but his existence, pulling in his soul to the unknown point.
I can't move! Teleportation doesn't work!
Goku-san, move away quickly, or you'll be sucked into the gap! Whis reached his hand out at the speed of light, grabbing it, but it was useless. The vortex swallowed the Saiyan at the blink of an eye, collapsing in on itself with a dull rumble that made the teeth of everyone vibrate. The rift closed, leaving a garden of Beerus in a spherical silence.
Whis, where the hell did you send that idiot?
I don't know, Mr. Beerus. The coordinate. It doesn't exist in my records. I've lost the connection with Goku completely. Goku fell, not physically, but a feeling of endless descent through the cold reality. When he finally hit the ground, there was no dust or crater. He landed on a surface that looked like black water, solid as steel but reflecting a starless sky.
That hurt more than Jiren's punches in the Tournament of Strength.
Goku sat up, rubbing his head and looking around. The place was desolate. No sun, just a grayish haze that emitted a faint, sickly light. Colossal structures stood at the horizon, white stone pillars broken and floating in nothingness, like ruins of a temple that would have belonged to giants forgotten by time.
Hello? Whis? Vegeta? Anyone here?
His voice had no echo. It died as soon as it left, absorbed by the oppressive atmosphere. He tried to feel someone's ki, but nothing. He couldn't even feel the ki of the Kaioshin or Beerus. He was completely isolated from the known multiverse.
Great. I lost myself in a bit of a pickle again. I'm missing Durner.
What seemed like days passed. The time in that place was confusing. Goku didn't feel hungry or sleepy, just a constant pressure on his chest, as if the air was made of lead. He walked through the endless black ocean, exploring the floating ruins, looking for a way out. On the third day, Goku felt something. He was not normal ki. It was a divine presence. But he felt weak, flickering like a candle about to be extinguished in the middle of a hurricane. Guided by that feeling, Goku flew towards a structure that looked like an inverted palace, floating several kilometers high. When he reached the main living room, which had no ceiling and showed the infinite emptiness, he saw it. Sitting on a throne made of fractured glass was a figure, tall, pale blue skin, dressed in clothes reminiscent of Whis or Daishinkan, but robes were torn and faded, going from maroon to ash gray. The angelic halo floated around his neck, but it was cracked, dripping light particles to the ground. The being opened his eyes. They were a deep violet filled with eons of weariness. A mortal? Haven't seen one for millions of years. How did you cross the barrier of non-existence, Saiyan? Goku was paralyzed. Although being seemed on the verge of death, the pressure was immense. It was a sacred pressure, very different from the angels he knew. I'm Goku, from Universe 7. It was an accident. The staff of Whis, well, let's say there was a technical error. Who are you? Are you an angel? The being smiled faintly. He coughed and a little golden blood stained his lips. A mistake. Or maybe fate. A force that even Zeno-sama can't control. I'm Boris, the guiding angel of Universe 15. Universe 15? But Whis told me there was only 12! And Zeno-sama deleted the other 6 a long time ago because there were too many. He erased the universes. Yes, he destroyed the gods of destruction and chaos as well. But angels can't be erased that easily, Goku. When Universe 15 was doomed, I made a deal. I accepted exile in this dimension, the limbo of the lost, to act as a jailer. Jailer from what? There's nothing here but ruins. Boris pointed down to the unfathomable darkness beneath the black glass floor of the palace. Under us, the gods of the 6 forbidden universes sleep. From the 13th to the 18th, they are ancient deities, Goku. Gods who do not seek balance, but absolute dominion. Zeno-sama erased them, but their consciousness were too dense, too malevolent to disappear completely. I've used my own life force to keep the seal closed for millions of years. The angel coughed violently again. This time, the halo on his neck flickered dangerously, losing brightness. But my time is up. My light is going out. When I die, the seal will be broken. It'll be back. And this time, there will be no mercy for the remaining 12 universes. His revenge will be absolute. Goku felt a chill run down his back. The seriousness in Boris's voice left no room for doubt. It was not an empty threat. He could feel the truth in the words. Can't you hear yourself? I have seeds from the hermit. Wait. I didn't bring them. Can I give you some of my energy? I've got lots of stamina. Boris shook his head slowly, his gaze becoming blurred. My existence is linked to this seal. I don't have anything left, but you're here. I see in you the mark of the gods. You've touched the domain of the angels, haven't you? The ultra instinct. Yes, although I still have a hard time mastering it 100%. Sometimes I lose my concentration. It's imperfect, raw. Your container, your body, your spirit, they're resilient. You have the purity of a child and the will of a battle demon. There's no time to look for another successor. Daishinkan will not arrive in time before the seal is broken. Boris rose with much effort from the throne, body trembling, but his aura lit up for the last time. They are Goku. I offer you a choice. Stay here and watch my death release the chaos that will devour your family or friends, or you can accept my burden. Your burden? If that means protecting my universe, Gohan, Goten, everyone, I'll do anything. Tell me what I have to do. It's not just to protect, it's being. You must stop being a mortal who imitates the gods. You must become the law itself. Boris staggered forward and placed his hand on Goku's chest, over his heart. It was cold but radiated infinite power. I give you my angelic essence, my divinity, my spiritual genetic code, and the key to the sacred seal. You will leave your mortal limits behind. Accept the end of your humanity, Son Goku.
Wait, what'll happen to me? I feel like I'm burning up!
You will be reborn. Then is the new holy angel.
A blinding light burst from the throne room. Not a yellow Super Saiyan light, nor the divine blue light. It was white, pure, absolute. Goku screamed. He felt every cell in his body being dismantled and rebuilt. His mortal blood boiled and was replaced by divine ichor. Their bones hardened with the density of neutron stars. Goku's mind expanded. He stopped thinking about hitting or dodging. He began to understand the energy beyond divinity. The flow of time, the breathing of the cosmos. Memories that were not his flooded his mind. The creation of stars, the birth of gods, the void before time. Boris's body began to disintegrate into light particles that flowed directly towards Goku.
The seal. He's linked to you now, but the chain has weakened the lock. Get ready, Goku. The old ones, they wake up. Goodbye, young warrior.
With those last words, Boris, the Angel of Universe 15, disappeared, turning into stardust that was absorbed by Goku's skin. The light dissipated. In the center, Goku was standing, no longer the same Goku. His classic orange gi disappeared, replaced by ceremonial robes of unknown fabric, dark red and black with gold linings and floating shoulder pads. On his waist, the belt of the Universe 15 symbol glowed dimly. His hair grew slightly, and now a permanent silvery white color, not as a temporary transformation but a natural state. Eyes silvery, visible pupils deep as infinity, lacking the nativity of before. Around the neck, sky blue halo floated, perfect and bright. Goku raised his hands and looked at them. He didn't feel the overflowing ki from before. In fact, he didn't feel power. He felt control. He felt the rotation of the dimension, like he could feel the location of his home millions of light years away. It's incredible! I can see everything! There's no barriers! The peace was short-lived. A monumental crunch echoed under his feet. Without the physical presence of Boris maintaining the structure during the transfer, the seal had suffered a critical momentary fracture. From the black abyss under the palace, 6 columns of dark energy so dense that it looked like living mud shot from the sky of the dimension. The ground shook violently. The floating ruins began to fall to the void. Goku stared at the abyss, angelic eyes through the darkness. He saw chilled blood, his new divine state. 6 figures emerging, 6 presences radiated hatred. Freedom, after eons of silence. The voice sounded like the clash of tectonic plates, shattering surrounding reality. Goku gritted his teeth and instinctively summoned his staff. An angel staff materialized in his hand, similar to Whis' but with crimson details and a hidden blade at the tip. So these are the gods of the forbidden universes. Boris entrusted me with the power. I won't let them take a step out of here. Back at Zeno-sama's palace, the High Priest Daishinkan stopped in the middle of the main corridor. The usual friendly smile disappeared, replaced by concern, something never seen by the children. The whole multiverse shook, not a physical tremor, but a chill in the soul of every being. The eternal candles of the palace were extinguished. Father, what's the matter? Whis had landed, visibly upset by Goku's disappearance, but stopped when he saw his father's expression. It's broken. The seal of Boris is broken. That's impossible! Boris swore to protect it till the end of time. He would never fail his mission. Boris is dead. The flames extinguished from the fabrics of reality. Daishinkan stared into the void, eyes violent and shining brightly. His divinity is transferred. I feel the birth of a new angel. The vibrations chaotic, inexperienced, but with unlimited potential. It is Goku. Goku-san? An angel? Did he inherit the position of the extinct universe? Yes, but the price was high, and the Guardian left the gap. 6 gods of primordial destruction are awake. They're hungry for revenge against the king altogether. Whis, get your brothers ready. War is coming. In the distant dimension of Oblivion, the new sacred angel Goku floated in front of the storm. halo shining brightly against the darkness, ready to wage the first battle of the war to threaten to consume all existence. The dimension of oblivion was no longer a place of silence, now a cauldron of spiritual pressure that would crush any mortal, and even the gods in an instant. The air vibrated with a sickening hum, the sound of reality screaming under the weight of 7 divine presences. In front of Goku, 6 columns of darkness dissipated, revealing the gods of ancient destruction. They're not like Beerus or Champa. The first to step forward was a 4-armed warrior with bluish skin. His ki felt heavy as if the gravity of a black hole came to life. It was Ize, the destroyer of Universe 13. Beside her, a slender feminine figure made of liquid shadows and green willow fire, floated without touching the ground, Yami, the goddess of Universe 14. The other 4 remained in their gloom, eyes shining with pure malice.
An angel? No. You smell of mud and blood. You smell mortal.
Izzy's voice rumbled, cracking the glass floor beneath her feet.
Boris has fallen so low, to give his divinity to an ape. You think that stolen halo will save you from us, you usurper?
Goku didn't respond, his mind processing the information at infinite speed, analyzing the micro movements of his opponents. He could see the flow of their energy, the tension points of their muscles, the intention to kill before it formed in their brains. Goku raised his staff, hidden blade at the tip shone with immaculate white light. I'm not a usurper. I'm the last line of defense, and you won't take one more step out of here. Ize let out a laugh that sounded like thunder breaking.
Defense? I've devoured entire galaxies for breakfast. Die, false angel!
Ize's speed was terrifying for her size. In the blink of an eye, disappeared and reappeared in front of Goku. Fists charged with concentrated destruction and primitive savage haki converging on his head. The impact was devastating, or so it seemed. When the dust from the explosion settled, Ize blinked, confused. Fists that had punched the empty air. Behind, floating face down, with infuriating calmness, was Goku. Slow. Ize spun, roaring, throwing a backhand with the lower left arm. Goku held his finger. The index finger stopped the fist. No shock, no shaking. The kinetic energy was of a simple blow. Died on contact. Too much unnecessary movement. Your anger makes you predictable.
You bastard!
The ancient god tried to release an explosive wave at point-blank range, but Goku was no longer there. The Saiyan angel moved through space, not flying, but gliding through the folds of reality. He appeared over Ize's shoulder. Now it's my turn. Goku turned his staff and gently tapped the back of Ize's head. He touched seemed like a caress, but the force applied was surgical. A shockwave through the giant's body, disconnecting the motor nerves for a microsecond. Ize collapsed to her knees, spitting out violet blood. Silence on the group of renegade gods again. Yami narrowed her green fire eyes. I see. It's not just brute power, it's the autonomous precision. Brothers, don't play with them. Kill him at once! The remaining 5 gods burst into motion. The black sky dimension lit with a rainbow of deadly energies. A god of appearance of an armored insect launched energy needles that melted space. Another, a lion-headed mass of muscles, roared with launching sonic waves capable of pulverizing planets. Goku found himself at the center of the hurricane of death. This is different. Before my body reacted only to dodge. Now my mind is in absolute peace. I see the trajectory. I see the future. Goku dodged the punches in such an elegant way. It was a hypnotic show. Goku turned, bent, rotated, passing millimetrically between attacks. A sphere of destruction grazed his cheek. He tilted his head 1 degree to the left. An energy beam went straight through his heart. He turned his staff, deflecting it so it hit one of the insect god's needles. The insect god squealed when his own ally hit him. They're not coordinated. They fight like hungry beasts, not like warriors. Goku landed gently on the floating pillar. He extended his left hand, palm open towards the gods. Prison of divine light! From Goku's palm, 5 rings of white light shot out. They expanded and closed around the gods, momentarily trapping them. Sealing magic! Don't insult me! Yami burned the rings with fire, freeing himself. the fastest and most cunning, while the others were fighting the rings, dissolving in the shadows, and appeared right in Goku's shadow.
I got you!
A blade of darkness emerged from Goku's shadow, pointing at his throat. For the first time, Goku's silver eyes opened a little wider. He didn't anticipate this. Yami's nature was elusive, almost non-existent. He jumped back, but the blade tore his robe, left a shallow cut on his chin. A drop of divine blood, golden and bright, fell onto the void. Yami completely materialized, licking the shadow blade.
You're bleeding. You can die.
Goku touched the wound. He looked at the blood on his finger. A smile, the old smile of a Saiyan challenged. Crossing his serene face, broke the angel's mask for a second.
Heh, you got a point. I ain't perfect yet, but it makes it more fun.
Goku's aura changed. The blue halo on his neck shone more brightly. A second layer of aura, this time the crimson red of the Super Saiyan God, was suddenly mixed with angelic white.
Whis always told me not to mix transformations with the angelic state. There's 6 of you, and I'm 1. Time to break the rules to keep order.
Goku disappeared. This time, there's no sound of movement. Yami opened her eyes in terror. Couldn't feel it, wasn't in space or time.
Revelation blow!
Goku's first hit Yami's stomach. It wasn't a physical blow. It went through the shadow form and hit his real core. Yami vomited pure light. The punch injectified purified energy directly to the corrupted self.
Ugh! Burning! It's burning me inside!
Yami shot out backwards, crashing into Ize, who was barely getting up. Both gods rolled into the glass floor, creating a trench of destruction. The other 4 gods hesitated. Fear, an emotion that they hadn't felt in eons, seeped into their dark hearts.
What is he?
It's an anomaly.
Goku floated in the center of the chaos, turned his staff and slammed into the ground. The sound rang like a funeral bell.
Round 2. Who's next?
But then something happened. The air in the dimension cracked. Not because of the fight, because of the presence that was unleashed. The seal of Boris that protected was now linked to Goku was suffering. Goku felt a sharp pain in his chest right where Boris had touched him.
The seal! The dimension can't stand my power combined with theirs.
Ize, recovering, noticed his hesitation, saw the white cracks in the sky, revealing glimpses of stars. Glimpses of Universe 7. Ize smiled, mouth full of blood.
Look, brothers, the sky's breaking. The way home is open.
Goku looked up in horror. The cracks showed outer space. I could feel the ki of Beerus, Gohan, Piccolo. They were on the other side of the glass. The 6 gods, understanding the plan, instantly ignored Goku. They charged their devastating attacks not on him, but the cracks in the sky.
No!
Goku threw himself up, trying to intercept.
Final haki.
Flame from the void.
6 beams of apocalyptic energy shot towards the dimensional rift. Goku got in the way of the trajectory. He couldn't let that touch the universe. He let go of his staff, which remained floating, and brought his hands to the side.
Nay! Nay!
The energy sphere in his hands were not blue. It was a swirling mixture of silver and red. Goku's divine Kamehameha collided with the 6 combined attacks. The impact was blinding. The light devoured everything. No sound, only an absolute whiteness that erased vision, touch, and the sense of orientation. Goku screamed, pushing everything he had. He felt how his skin was burning, how the new divinity was being tested to the absolute limit. He was containing the force of 6 universes of hatred, but it was too much, even for a novice angel. The explosion didn't destroy the dimension. He did something worse. He pierced it. The crack opened, like a wound in the fabric of reality, and through it, the force of the explosion sucked everything in.
Damn it!
Goku was dragged into the rift. He tried to cling to the fabric of space, but the suction was unstoppable. He watched as Ize, Yami, and the others were dragged, laughing manically as they crossed the threshold. The planet of the god of destruction Beerus was silent. The crater left by Goku and Vegeta's previous training was still smoking, but the tension in the air was denser than the dust around. Vegeta was standing idly, leaning on a tree, tapping the ground with his foot. His frown was furrowed not out of anger, but out of restlessness that he rarely admitted.
That asshole from Kakarot has been missing for 3 days. Whis, can't you track him down?
Whis, who was seeing the sphere of his staff with an indecipherable expression, shook his head. There's no trace of your key signature in any of the 12 universes, Vegeta-san. It's as if you ceased to exist. Beerus, who was pretending to eat a grape with disinterest, stopped his hand halfway, ears twitched.
Something's coming, and it's not a friendly visit.
The planet's sky distorted. Not a graceful arrival of an angel, the space opened up and a figure came out fired, enveloped with flames, crashing to the main lake of the planet. The impact vaporized the water, creating a vapor that reached the stratosphere.
It's him!
Vegeta shot out into the crater, followed by Whis and Beerus. Upon arrival, the steam dissipated, revealing a kneeling figure in the boiling mud in the dry lake bottom. His clothing was in tatters, revealing an unknown ceremonial armor underneath. It wasn't clothes that froze Vegeta's blood. It was the sky blue halo that floated, broken and flickering over his neck. And the hair? Silver, ethereal, defying gravity without the need for aura.
Kakarot, the hell you done yourself?
Goku raised his head, face covered in cuts that didn't bleed red but a golden shiny ichor. His silver eyes, filled with innocence of combat, now reflected the weight of dead galaxies. Vegeta! Whis! Goku tried to stand, but his legs failed. He fell again, but he touched the ground. Whis' staff stopped him, levitating him. Mr. Beerus, look at this. Whis' face was brought closer to Goku's, examining the wounds of the serious clinicalness. He was touched into a broken halo with the tip of his finger. The halo reacted with a violent spark.
That energy, it's from an angel, but it feels ancient, stale. Whis, what does this mean? Did he steal the energy from a divine assistant?
Goku coughed, spitting out golden blood.
I didn't steal anything. Boris, the Universe 15, gave it to me to keep the seal.
The mention of Universe 15 made Beerus step back. Eyes opened wide. The god of destruction who rarely showed fear was pale.
The 15th? That's impossible. Those universes were erased from existence. If Zeno finds out what you've been digging through in the cosmic garbage, he'll delete us.
Calm down, Mr. Beerus. We have to stabilize him first. Your mortal body is rejecting the essence. It's trying to put an ocean in a glass of water. It's breaking from the inside. Whis struck the ground with his staff. A healing green light enveloped Goku. Temporary restoration. The wounds began to close. Color to his face and eyes still silver. The halo steadied, ceasing to blink, and slowly rotated with a harmonious humming sound. Goku took a deep breath, air filling his lungs. Thank you, Whis. That was close.
Explain yourself. What is that shape? Why do you have a halo, and why does your keel feel alien?
Goku sat down, floating in the air thanks to his nature. He looked at his hands, where his skin seemed to glow with its own light. I was sent to the dimension of oblivion. There was Boris, the last angel of the Forbidden Universes. He died, Vegeta. To prevent the 6 ancient destruction gods from escaping, he gave me his power. I'm the new guardian. And you failed, didn't you? Whis' voice was not accusatory. He was stating a fact. Goku lowered his gaze, clenching his fists. There were too many. Ize, Yami, they're monsters. Whis, they don't fight for honor or fun. They fight to annihilate. They broke the barrier I tried to restrain them with. They're here, in our universe. Beerus put his hands in his head, pulling his long ears.
We're dead. Dead and gone.
6 roads gods of destruction loosed in my universe. And a mortal turned into a false angel. Daishinkan's going to... Before Beerus could finish, the sky darkened. Not night, it was an artificial shadow that covered the hemisphere. An immense pressure, greater than that of a god or an angel, was present, descending. Vegeta fell, unbearable to bear the spiritual weight. Beerus trembled. In the sky, a holographic image was projected. It was the High Priest, Daishinkan. He didn't have his usual kind smile. His face was of absolute coldness. Eyes shone with white light that judged every atom of the cosmos.
Attention all guardian angels and gods of destruction of the 12 universes.
The voice was not only on the planet, but in the minds of everyone present.
The Omega level break has been detected in the structure of reality. The seal of the Forbidden Universes was violated. 6 entities of mass destruction have re-entered the existential plane. Goku looked up, seeing the hologram's gaze. He knew what was coming. In addition, an even more serious anomaly is detected. Unauthorized transfer of angelic divinity to a mortal vessel. Daishinkan's eyes focused on Goku despite the projection. Son Goku of Universe 7, accepting the essence of Boris without the sanction of the king at all, you have violated the supreme law of hierarchy. Your existence is an aberration, a bug in the system threatening to the stability of the remaining angels.
Father, he had no choice. It was to protect the seal. Daishinkan ignored his son. His voice turned metallic, final.
By the authority vested in me, Zeno-sama, I decree the following. The state of multiversal purge is declared. The 6 old gods must be eliminated.
Goku felt hope. If the angels helped, they could stop Ize and the others.
And the target known as Son Goku, now fallen angel, must be captured for divinity extraction and subsequent erasure.
The silence of that statement was absolute.
Delete? What? Any god or angel who helps this anomaly will be considered a traitor and will suffer the same fate. Whis, as the guide of Universe 7, your duty is to stop him right now. You have 10 seconds.
The projection was waiting. Whis lowered his staff, looking at Goku. For the first time, Whis' hand was shaking imperceptibly. Beerus was paralyzed, breaking out in a cold sweat. If they attacked Goku, they lost their best warrior and friend. If they didn't, they were traitors. Goku stood, halo shone brightly. He understood the situation instantly. He couldn't put his friends in that position. Whis, Mr. Beerus, don't move. Goku raised his hand, not to attack but to say goodbye. Thank you for healing me, but it seems that this is my fight. Goku-san, if you leave, all the angels of the 12 universes will come for you. Vados, Margarita, Korn, everyone. You can't fight them and the old gods at the same time. Goku smiled. A sad but unshakable confidence characterized him. Maybe, but I'm the only one who knows Ize and Yami's key. I'm the only one who can track them down before they destroy everything. Goku looked at Vegeta. Take care of Earth, Vegeta, and don't let Gohan skip his workouts.
Kakarot, wait! Don't be an idiot! 5 seconds.
Goku closed his eyes, his body glue with an intense light, preparing for galactic scale teleportation. Celestial teleportation. He used it from the ancient angels powered by their angelic energy. Just as Whis lifted his staff, bound by his father's order, Goku disappeared in a flash of white light, leaving an echo of his voice. Daishinkan's projection faded, the last order in the air.
The hunt has begun. Let there be nothing left of the anomaly.
Beerus fell down, sitting on the floor, breathing heavily.
He's gone. That crazy bastard's gone to fight the whole multiverse by himself.
Vegeta hit the ground, cracking the crust of the planet.
Damn it! It's always the center of the attention.
Whis looked at the sky, where Goku's steel was faintly glowing. This is bad, Beerus. Very bad. My father won't stop at Goku. Although he is an angel, thinks he's immortal. That will be his downfall, or his salvation. In this vacuum of space, far from any star, Goku reappeared, alone, persecuted by heaven and hell. Very well, I have to find those 6 first before Daishinkan finds me. He closed his eyes and expanded his senses. He ignored the key of the angels who were already beginning to move in the other universes. He sought darkness and searched the void. He found it. A signal of pure terror from the northern sector of Universe 7. I found you, Ize. He clenched his staff and shot out of the cosmos. A lone shooting star in the darkest night of the universe had ever seen. A flash move at unreal speed over the cosmos. Goku managed to feel the power of Ize moving at a masterful speed. Goku was flying, not to use ki to propel, but fell forward by manipulating the gravity of the universe. His mind was fixed on a distant signal, a stain of pure evil in the northern sector. Ize. It's close. If Ize gets to an inhabited system before me, millions will die in seconds. I can't stop. I can't. Suddenly the universe in front of him was bent. not a wall of energy, as if the space itself had decided there was no way forward. Goku braked in his tracks, skidding over nothing as if his staff created white sparks against the void. What? Two pillars of light from the cosmic sky, a green emerald one, elegant and flowing, an electric violet, sharp and vibrant. The lights condensed, an invisible barrier solidified the perfect cube of dimensional insulation. Goku was trapped. In front, floating with grace of a movement similar to art, two familiar figures appeared. Well, well. Goku, always in a hurry. You should know that running in the corridors of the universe is rude. And running away from a decree of the High Priest is more than bad manners, little Saiyan. It's suicide. Goku clenched his staff. A blue halo buzzed, reacting to the presence of two full-range angels. Vados, Margarita, I don't have time for this. Ize's gonna destroy the northern solar system. Let me through. Margarita giggled, her eyes not smiling. She twirled two pigtails which glowed with pent-up destructive energy. You still don't get it. You're not the funny mortal who used to entertain us in tournaments anymore. To my dad, you're a virus, and we are the cure. Please, Goku-san, surrender peacefully. If we fight, we'll have to hurt you. And even if you possess the essence of Boris, you are still a child in angelic terms. You can't win. Goku lowered his head, silver bangs over the eyes. They're right. I'm not an angel. I wasn't born in the palace of Zeno. I don't have millions of years of training. Goku's aura exploded. Not a pure white calm of the angels, a storm. White mixed with streaks of Saiyan fury, blue flashes of his divine past. But that means I don't have to fight like you guys. He disappeared, not using the angel speed. He used the celestial teleportation, empowered by his new nature. He instantly appeared behind Margarita, staff raised like a baseball bat, not like a holy spear. What? Margarita reacted by instinct, raising her staff to block. The impact sent a shockwave that cracked the walls of the dimensional cube. Margarita was pushed down, surprised by the brute force of the blow. The angels didn't hit like that. The angels flowed. Goku was hitting. Awesome, but careless. Vados appeared by his side, movement so fluid it seemed that he had always been there. His staff drew a perfect arc towards his ribs. Goku tried to dodge using Ultra Instinct, but his body moved by itself. Vados also used Ultra Instinct, and his was perfect. Vados' staff connected. Ah! Goku shot out sideways, spitting gold saliva. He recovered in the air, spinning on himself. Vados was there, throwing a lunge at the center of his chest to disable his ki. I can't bear the technique. She taught me more. She knows my body's going to do before I do it. The tip of the staff was millimeters from his chest. Now do something stupid. Goku dropped his staff. Vados blinked, confused. Disarming in the middle of a deadly attack? Goku took advantage of that. Instead of blocking or dodging, he threw himself into the attack. The tip of the staff grazed his shoulder, cutting his fabric of divine skin, but Goku passed by the perfect Vados guard. Goku caught Vados' wrist with his bare hand. Goku-san? I'm sorry, Vados. Reverse Kamehameha! Goku, holding Vados' wrist to anchor her, launched a kick with both legs towards the angel's stomach, shooting a burst of energy from her feet. Prism Shield! Vados created a barrier of light between his body and Goku's feet just in time. The explosion separated them. Vados retreated into space, straightening her dress, visibly disheveled. Wow, that was unorthodox? Margarita behind Goku, face no longer showed mockery but a lethal concentration. Enough of the games! Judgment of the 11! Margarita launched 12 orbs of violet energy that surrounded Goku. They were firing confinement lasers at the speed that exceed conscious reaction time. Damn it! Goku started dancing between the lasers. Body moved by itself, dodging threads of light that could cut planets. There were too many. A laser grazed his leg, another arm, another cheek. Give up, you're cornered! Goku, bleeding and panting, closed his eyes in the middle of the storm of lasers. Boris, you said that to be an angel is to be the law. I'm not the law. I'm a Saiyan, and Saiyans break the boundaries. Goku opened his eyes, silver pupils contracted. Kaioken 420! Goku's angelic white aura was dyed a violet crimson red, mixing the energies of something forbidden. something heretical. Goku's body creaked under the pressure of mixing the calm of the angel and the explosive fury of the Kaioken. Goku, stop! Your body's going to explode! Angelic energy is not compatible with mortal power-ups! I don't care! If I have to break down the universe, I'll be it! Goku roared, shockwave of red and white ki around Margarita's orbs as if they were a cheap crystal. He rushed against Margarita, faster, much faster than an angel at rest. Margarita tried to block, but Goku broke her defense. He didn't hit her. He passed by her, clutching her angelic staff as he passed. Across the air! Goku spun in the air, now holding two stabs, his and Margarita's. Two swords technique. Tornado of the Divine Dragon! Goku started spinning like a whirlwind. The two staves created a vortex. The space in the cube was distorted. Margarita, take cover! Goku's tornado hit the angels. It wasn't an attack to hurt, it was a massive thrust attack. Unstoppable centrifugal force. Vados and Margarita were swept by the vortex, spinning uncontrollably. Halos destabilized by Goku's chaotic mix of ki. Goku saw the opening. The confinement bucket had cracked in the internal pressure. Now! Goku threw Margarita's staff towards Vados, forcing her to stop her to catch her sister's weapon and prevent it from getting lost in the void. The second distraction was all he needed. Goku pointed his fingers towards the crack. Dimensional transmission! With a sonic boom, Goku compressed a point of light and burst through the crack, exiting and re-entering normal space at superluminal speed. Inside the cube, the tornado dissipated. Vados caught Margarita's staff and floated in the silence, looking at the place where Goku had been. Margarita came up, furiously arranging her hair. That insolent one! He stole my crosshair! He used a suicide technique just to push us! Vados looked into the darkness, towards where Goku fled. A small, almost imperceptible smile crossed her lips. Kaioken on the angelic basis. Crazy. Body teared up every second she keeps that shape. Father will not be happy. We failed. We didn't fail, sister. Simply we were overcome by unpredictability. We angels are perfect, and that's why we're predictable. Goku is chaos. And maybe, just maybe, chaos is what could stop the ancient gods. Margarita snorted, taking her crosshair back. Whatever. I won't be so nice next time. But look. Margarita pointed to the small trail of energy that Goku had left deliberately. It wasn't a key leak, it was a message written in the language of the gods. Vados read it. Sorry for the push. I owe them an ice cream when it's over. Vados let out a laugh. Typical him. Come on, Margarita. We must inform the High Priest. I suspect we will forget to mention where exactly he went. Margarita looked out on the corner of her eye and sighed. Just because he owes me ice cream. Let's go. Light years away, Goku fell out of hyperspace. Fell on an icy asteroid rolling on the ground. Transformation was undone. Kaioken disappeared. Halo flickered violently, almost out. Goku vomited golden blood, his arms shaking with uncontrollable spasms. It was too much. Vados was right. My body, it's like breaking into pieces. He looked at his hand. She was becoming translucent, disappearing. He was losing his physical existence. No, not yet. Hang in there. Goku concentrated with his mind, forcing the essence of Boris to stabilize. Slowly, his hand returned to normal. He stood up, using his staff as a crutch. In front, a shining like a jewel in the dark, was the Glacier planet, a peaceful world famous for its cities of ice and crystal. But something was wrong. The planet's atmosphere was not blue and white. It was turning gray. Unnatural storm clouds covered the continents. Goku felt the ki. It was heavy, old, hungry. Easy. He's already there. Goku wiped the blood from his mouth. His gaze hardened. Pain in his body took a back seat. I'm coming for you. Goku jumped off the asteroid, turning to the white comet once again, descending into the atmosphere of the doomed planet, ready to face the first of 6 terrors. The Glacier planet, once a blue and white jewel in the cosmos, now looked like a frozen hell. The crystal cities, famous throughout the northern galaxy, were reduced to shards raining down from the gray sky. At the center, a crater the size of a continent was smoking. There was Ise, the god of destruction of Universe 13. His gray stone skin vibrated with ancient power, and shockwaves emanated from his arms that disintegrated icebergs just by brushing against them.
More! I need more destruction to get rid of the rust of millions of years.
Suddenly, the leaden sky split in two. A comet of immaculate white light swooped down, crashing directly on Ize's chest with the force of a divine meteorite. The shockwave of the impact swept the clouds at a planetary level. Ize shot out backwards, crossing 3 ice ridges before digging his 4 claws into the ground to break. When the snow dust dissipated, the figure of Goku emerged. His ceremonial robe fluttered in the icy wind. Silver hair sparkled, staff rested on his right hand. But his breathing was labored. The wounds of his combat against Fords and Marcerita still throbbed. "You've caused enough trouble, Ize. Your tantrum ends here." Ize stood up, shaking the debris off the skin. A sadistic smile crossed that monstrous face.
The false angel. You survived the Daishinkan. Impressive for a mortal. Your light's flickering, ape. You're bleeding.
Bleeding means I'm still alive, and as long as I breathe, you will not destroy this universe. Goku disappeared. There was no starting sound. It simply erased from visual existence. Ize roared, his forearms lighting up with a black and reddish energy. He launched hundreds of punches into the void, creating vacuum spheres that imploded the air.
Where are you?
Up! Goku appeared right over Ize's head, turned the body to a perfect twist and descended with a heel of angelic light. Ize crossed the upper 2 arms to block. A crash generated a blinding flash. The ground below Ize instantly sank hundreds of meters, creating a perfect basin. The pressure was so immense that the air around him turned into incandescent plasma.
Ah! Ridiculous strength!
Ize used the 2 lower arms to counterattack, throwing hooks straight at Goku's ribs. But Goku's body, guided by ultra-angelic instinct, flowed like water. He slipped millimetrically between Ize's fists, rested the tip of his staff on the giant's chest, and propelled himself backwards. Cut of the sacred wind! Goku drew a horizontal arc with his staff. A sheet of white light, thin as an atom but sharp as a collapsing galaxy, shot out. Ize tried to dodge, but the light cut one of his obsidian horns and tore his shoulder, spilling thick purple blood on the ice.
Damn insect! I'm gonna turn you into stardust! Cannon of the primordial ruin!
Ize opened his jaws. A sphere of black energy, dense and heavy, formed in his throat. It was not normal lightning. It was a conceptual attack that erased matter of reality. Goku lowered his staff and collapsed his wrist together on the right. My body is on the limit. If I fail, the whole planet would disappear. Ka-me-ah-me! The energy in Goku's hands were not traditional blue or red, an absolute white, so pure it hurt to look at it. Ize shot. The canyon of ruin roared, devouring the light of the planet in its wake. Ha! The angelic Kamehameha collided with Ize's attack halfway through. The impact generated no sound, but a deafening void. The 2 energies were fighting for dominance. The white man pushed on the black, then the black devoured the white. Goku gritted his teeth. The veins in his arms were about to burst under his skin. He was gaining. Inch by inch, the white light was starting to push back Ize's darkness. Millions of years after the battle, Frieza was watching the main screen on his ship. The cosmic radar was showing energy fluctuations that exceeded anything recorded in their databases. Ho ho ho! It seems that our beloved Goku has found a new toy. That energy is fascinating, almost divine, but much more violent than that of the useless Beerus. Suddenly the temperature of the command room was 0. The lights flickered. Frieza's soldiers fell to their knees, suffocating for no reason. The shadows in the corners of the room began to lengthen and twist, converging in the center. Out of the darkness, a female figure wrapped in green fire, and it was Yami, the goddess of Universe 14.
Who dares to interrupt my moment of reflection? Soldiers, kill her!
The soldiers fired their blasters, but the laser beams went through Yami like smoke. Yami let out a chilling giggle. With a simple snap of the fingers, the 20 soldiers in the room were ash. Frieza erased his smile. Her killer instinct kicked in. In a blink of an eye, he passed into his black Frieza form.
Interesting magic trick, but you don't impress me.
Frieza lunged forward, throwing a punch straight at Yami's face. The blow was loaded with enough power to split the sun in two, but Frieza's fist stopped a millimeter from Yami's nose. An invisible barrier, cold and ancient, blocked him. Frieza broke out in cold sweat. He couldn't even move his arm to back up. You're strong for a modern insect, but you're more than just that. Just an insect. Put down your fist, Emperor. I'm not here to destroy you. I'm here to propose a business. Frieza withdrew his arm, rubbing his aching wrist, but maintained his dark transformation.
A business? Talk fast. My patience is as short as my natural height.
Yami floated around Frieza, examining him. You're Frieza. I see the evil in your heart. Pure, selfish. It is perfect. Goku, that ape you hate, has just inherited the power of an angel. He's fighting my brother Ize right now.
Goku? An angel? That damn Saiyan's always finding ways to outdo me.
Daishinkan has ordered his death. The whole multiverse is against him, but Goku is stubborn and powerful. If he defeats Ize, he will come for me. I cannot allow it. I'm offering you a deal, Frieza. Frieza narrowed his eyes.
I'm listening.
Yami raised her hand. In the palm, a small orb of energy floated. Not white, not green. A deep sickly purple, a color that evoked nightmares and power. I offer you the dark grace, a fraction of my divine essence mixed with the darkness of emptiness. I will grant you a higher power than the gods of destruction. In return, you will be my sword. Together, we will not only kill Goku, we will overthrow the king altogether and rule the ruins of the 12 universes. Frieza looked at the purple orb. The desire for power, the hatred towards Goku, and the ambition to rule over Zeno-sama clouded any rational judgment.
To rule over the gods. Ho ho ho! I accept your offer, Shadow. Give it to me!
Yami sank the purple orb directly into Frieza's chest. The evil emperor fell to his knees, screaming as his body convulsed. The black Frieza form mutated. The black color of his bio-armor was mixed with streaks of radiant, intense purple. His eyes completely white without pupils. And the scariest thing, a jagged black halo over his head. Dark Angel Frieza was born.
This power, it's intoxicating. I could feel like I could crush the galaxy with 2 fingers.
Yami smiled, dissolving into the shadows. Come, Emperor. We have an ape to sacrifice. Back to the glacier planet, Goku was about to win. The angelic Kamehameha was finally surpassing Ize's cannon. The white light was a meter away from consuming the rocky god. It's over, Frieza! No! Suddenly, Goku's divine instinct screamed in alarm. A shiver ran down his spine. Something coming through his blind spot from outer space. It wasn't flying, it teleported directly to his back. Before Goku could turn or cancel the frontal attack, a beam of energy from a deep and sickly purple, thin as a needle but lethal as a supernova, pierced his right shoulder. The pain was indescribable. Not physical damage. Purple energy seemed to rot the divine ichor in his veins. The pain disconcerted Goku and his Kamehameha was instantly outdone. Taking advantage of the opening, Ize threw a brutal punch at Goku's face, sending him violently crashing into a mountain of ice, which collapsed on him. Goku lay under the rubble, halo flickering faintly, golden blood gushing from his pierced shoulder. He looked up, panting. Floating in the gray sky next to the imposing Ize was a familiar figure, wrapped in a nightmare. Frieza's dark and purple aura distorted the space around him. His black halo was spinning menacingly.
Ho ho ho! Long time no see, Goku. You look bad. Do you like my new look? I call it absolute desperation.
Frieza, what have you done to yourself? What is this dirty energy? The shadows behind Frieza solidified, revealing Yami. He's my new champion, Goku. You look tired. Do you think you could stand against the god of brute force destruction, the goddess of shadows, and your worst nightmare powered by forbidden energy? At the same time, Goku spat blood on the snow. He was surrounded, his body failing from the abuse of the previous Kaioken, and now he was facing 3 deadly deities. Frieza pointed his index finger at Goku. A purple spark flashed at the tip.
You escaped me last time, Ape, but today I will erase your existence from the pages of history. Die, you false angel!
Frieza fired an incessant burst of purple death rays. Ize jumped into the air to crush Goku from above, and Yami disappeared into the shadows to stab him in the back. The triple attack was inevitable, death coming down from every angle. Goku closed his eyes and clutched his staff. The white aura erupted in a last, desperate attempt at defense, illuminating the glacier planet before the impending catastrophic crash. The impact was a cataclysm that defied moral comprehension. 3 forces of absolute annihilation converged on a single point: Son Goku's exhausted body. Frieza's deadly dark purple death rays pierced his chest. Ize's 4 stone fists crushed him against the planet's bedrock, and Yami's shadow scythe slashed his back, attempting to mow down his soul. The glacier planet did not explode immediately. Instead, it momentarily imploded. The light went out, and the sound ceased to exist, and for a microsecond, that sector of the universe turned into a black hole of despair. Then the shockwave was unleashed. The planet's crust shattered, sending entire continents of ice and crystal floating into the stratosphere. Floating above the storm of debris, Frieza was laughing out loud. His new black halo buzzed, feeding off the purple energy radiating from his body.
Ho 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 ho! Finally, after so many years of humiliations, Son Goku has been reduced to stardust. Did you see that? There's not even an atom left of the ape.
It was too easy. The essence of Boris was wasted in a fragile container. Now, the multiverse is your playground. Yami emerged from the shadows, floating on ice, licking her black lips. Don't celebrate so fast. The angels of the High Priest will feel the disturbance. We must move and get our remaining brothers back.
Let them come. With this purple dark grace running through my veins, I will make that guy Whis kneel before me.
While the 3 villains were planning their domination, something was happening on the plane that they could not perceive. Goku didn't feel any pain. No cold, nothing. He opened his eyes, not on the glacial planet or the other world of Enma-Dao. He was floating in an ocean of infinite whiteness, a luminous void that stretched without the horizon. Am I dead? One more time. Wow, Milk's gonna kill me if he finds out I let myself get beat like that. You're not dead, Son Goku, but your mortal existence is about to fade away. Goku turned on himself. In front, walking on the white light, was Boris, the ancient angel of Universe 15 beside him. Blurred shadows of other Halo beings watched in silence, the echoes of angels who had perished before time itself. Boris, I'm sorry. I failed. I mixed my Kaioken with your power. I wanted to protect the universe, but my body couldn't take it. Boris shook his head gently. There's no disappointment, just an infinite patience. That was your mistake, Goku. You fought like a mortal. I had to! It was 3-on-1! If I didn't use my strength, I would have been crushed! Mortals use force to push the world. They accumulate ki, tense their muscles, scream to impose their will on matter. But we angels don't push the world, Goku. We are the world. Boris raised a hand. A white feather appeared in the palm. The true Ultra Instinct is not a technique to dodge blows. It's a state of absolute surrender. You can't contain the ocean in a glass crystal, Goku. You have to break the glass. You need to stop being Son Goku, the fighting Saiyan. You must become the void that allows creation to exist. Goku looked at his hands. They were blinking, fading into the white light. Stop being me. If I become the void, will I forget my friends? Will I forget my desire to fight? You won't forget. You will transcend. The love for your universe, your passion for combat, all that is fire. The fire burns and goes out. I offer you to become the space where all the stars burn. Accept the silence, Goku. Let the law of the universe breathe through you. Goku closed his eyes. He remembered Ize's punches. He remembered Frieza's purple hatred. He remembered the training with Whis, the words of Beerus. don't think I just know. Break the glass. I understand. There's no need to strain the muscles. There is no need to scream anymore. Goku relaxed his shoulders. He let go of the fear of losing. He let go of the fury towards Frieza. He let go of the desperation to save everyone. His breathing stopped. The beating of his heart, previously deafening like war drums, was silenced. Boris smiled, dissolving into the light. Wake up, Holy Angel. Write the new law. Meanwhile, outside the real world, Frieza was bragging, shooting purple energy spheres at the planet's remains for fun.
What a bore! I was hoping the Air Force Angel would give me more battle!
Suddenly, Frieza's attack stopped in midair. The purple energy spheres didn't explode, they froze, floating unarmed in the gray space.
What the hell? Did you do that, Yami?
No, the air, it's not longer moving. The time, it's slowing down. A sound began to emanate from the smoking crater below them. It wasn't an explosion, it was a continuous musical note, a harmonic hum that made the soul of the three dark gods vibrate. A pillar of white light, thin but infinitely dense, broke the debris and shot through the cosmos, splitting the gray clouds and revealing the stars. The light wasn't blinding, it was reassuring. But for beings made of evil, the tranquility was more of absolute terror.
Impossible! I saw him die! I pierced his heart!
The light dissipated gently, and there, floating in the air without emanating the slightest disturbance in the atmosphere, was Goku. But it was different. His robe was intact, repaired by the same reality. Hair, silver, grown to the height of the shoulder blades, waving laddingly without any wind. His aura completely disappeared. No white fire around him. And his eyes, they were pools of liquid silver, no pupils, no mortal emotions, reflecting entire galaxies. Sky blue halos spinning with majestic slowness. Goku had reached the perfect angel.
A trick of lights. I'll kill you again, insect.
Ize lunged at Goku with brutal speed, 4 arms with pure Haki energy. He threw a punch capable of erasing a solar system at Goku's face. Goku didn't move, he didn't blink. Ize's giant fist hit and went through it. Ize stumbled, looking at his arm confused. He had struck an illusion, Goku was there, but Ize's strike found no mass, no intention, no existence.
What witchcraft is this?
Goku spoke, a voice not so loud, but it resonated in the heads of Frieza, Ize, and Yami simultaneously, with the authority of an entire universe. Your instincts are calibrated to attack an enemy, but you can't fight empty space, Ize. Ize roared and threw hundreds of punches. Goku walked forward. The ancient god's fist pierced through Goku's body as if it was a hologram, but Goku's feet touched the air. The space creaked under his immense passive pressure.
Get out of the way, you rock sack! Let me show you true power!
Frieza raised his dark ki to the max. Sky, dark purple.
Rain from the Dark Empress!
Thousands of purple energy needles, each charged with Yami's dark grace, rained on Goku at the speed of light. It was an insurmountable attack. Goku raised a hand and snapped his fingers. The sound was crisp and clear. Instantly, thousands of deadly purple energy needles did not explode or deviate. They transformed. Upon entering the radius of Goku's presence, the evil was purified. The deadly needles turned into millions of luminous purple butterflies and cherry blossoms that rained harmlessly on Goku's shoulders and vanished into thin air. What?
He turned my annihilating energy into insects? That's absurd!
Your power remains, Frieza, but creation adds up indefinitely. You can't empty an ocean without a leaky bucket. Yami understood the threat before the others. He dissolved into shadows and tried to possess Goku's shadow as he'd done in the exiled dimension.
I'll rot you from the inside.
But when he touched Goku's shadow, Yami screamed, a heart-rending scream that chilled Ize's blood.
Ugh, it's burning, and light has no shadow.
Yami spat out violently. Green smoke bodied, burning with white flames. He fell to the ground, writhing in pain. Goku descended until he was in front of Frieza and Ize. The time of the renegade gods is over. I won't destroy them with my fists. I'll take them out of the equation. Goku extended 2 arms. A sphere of light the size of a marble appeared on his chest. Stellar purification. The light didn't burst. It spread like a silent tide. When the light touched Ise, the stone giant froze. Arms by the side turned into dust, and legs and torso. He felt no pain, just a lethargic peace that had been forgotten eons ago.
So, this is it. The real ending.
Ise disintegrated into cosmic dust and disappeared from existence. The light caught up with Frieza. The evil emperor tried to resist, creating dark energy barriers, but the white light dissolved them like cobwebs.
No, I'm the Emperor! I rule!
The white light entered through his eyes and mouth. The black halo above Frieza's head cracked and exploded into pieces. The dark grace was forcibly torn from his body, purified on the spot. Frieza fell to his knees on the ice floor, returning to his base form, spitting blood, completely exhausted and stripped of the power of the old gods. Yami, seriously injured, managed to open a dimensional portal by tearing the fabric of space with her last strength. "It's not over, fake angel. My brothers, they will destroy you." Yami jumped into the portal before the light reached her, running away like a frightened animal. Goku lowered his arms. The ruined planet was completely silent. Only Frieza's agitated and pathetic breathing could be heard. Goku looked at the defeated tyrant. No longer the Saiyan urge to finish him off, nor the anger over his atrocities. He felt the cold objectivity of a deity. "Go away, Frieza. Your darkness is irrelevant now." Goku turned around, cape billowing. He had won this battle by a landslide, but light years away in Zeno-sama's palace, Daishinkan opened his eyes wide. He felt the stellar purification. He felt the birth of a being who, in his purification, rivaled the very authority of the angelic hierarchy.
An anomaly that dominates the law. This is no longer a simple hunt. It's an insurrection.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.